All right, we talked a little bit in the previous video about utilizing tee work and making sure that we have a purpose with how we're practicing our tee work. And I thought I would like to go a little bit more in depth on the inside pitch, driving the ball, hitting the inside pitch, being prepared when the guy's throwing hard or when the guy's not throwing hard to catch the inside pitch and hit over the right fielder's head, maybe hit over the right field fence. Or left field fence, depending on if you're right-handed. I got a left-handed hitter bias, sorry. So we talked last time about the tee positioning, about having your ideal contact point, right? So the result of a pitch that's inside that you've put in the ideal contact point is that you've driven the ball kind of directly to the outfielder on your pull side. Okay, directly over their head. Let's say that's the ideal contact point and the ideal result. That's how you can tell. No side spin, no top spin, back spun, straight over the outfielder's head. Aside from practicing inside tee and making sure your contact point's correct, I wanted to take it a step further. You get into your normal stance wherever you stand on the plate, whatever you're the most comfortable with. And what you want to do is you want to make sure the pitch actually feels inside, right? So if it feels like it's really easy to get to, then make small adjustments, but move it a half inch further inside. You know, you're going to want to be able to prove that you can hit a pitch just off the inside corner because you're going to get those called on you at the lower levels as strikes. So keys are setting up on the plate the same every time, making sure the ball feels inside. Now, what a lot of players will do to really try hard to get to this inside pitch is they will throw their barrel at the ball to get the barrel to the ball. And the problem with that is that creates a longer swing and a cast, and it makes us come around the ball. So we either chop it foul or we hit it off the handle because we don't get our hands in the correct position. So throwing your barrel to the ball as a first move is a really tough way to try to get to the inside pitch, and it doesn't work very often. If you can think about it instead, and especially when the ball is not moving, right? We're practicing on the tee, there's no risk of mistiming it, is to work really hard on throwing the knob hard at the baseball, okay? So technically, if we were to do this in slow motion, theoretically, you wouldn't actually throw the barrel at the ball until your hands had passed your belly button. And then you would release the barrel toward the ball, okay? So we're gonna try to recreate that. We want it to feel actually inside. We wanna catch it far enough out front that we're not coming around it, but that we're able to get our hands driving directly at the baseball and then releasing the bat head toward the ball. The other point of emphasis on the inside pitch, what a lot of young players do, is at the contact point, their top hand will start to already come over in their rush to get to the pitch instead of trusting that they can leave their palm under in contact and finish through, okay? So a huge deal in being able to drive the inside pitch is that at contact, your top hand is still facing up and not coming over the top, okay? By coming over the top, our bat goes from being in the zone for 3 or 4 feet, the hitting zone on the plane, to being in and out of the hitting zone really fast, okay? So staying palm under all the way through is incredibly important. The last bit is that in tandem, to get enough, to be able to get to this pitch, you have to create room with your lower half, and your legs are incredibly important on the inside pitch. It doesn't mean that you just throw your hips wildly and your shoulders follow, but what it means is that once you land and you start addressing the ball and driving toward the ball, your hips have started to turn before your hands have even dropped into the slot. And what this does is this creates space for your hands to be able to come in toward your body, toward the ball, to get to the pitch. Versus, you know, stagnant and not really using your legs to create the room, and you kind of have to get out to get around to the ball. Okay, so really focus on using your base. That once you land, you're really creating space by moving your hips with your shoulders staying square as long as you can, and driving down toward the baseball with the knob leading hard, and then the hands releasing after they've passed the middle of your body. So there's some tips about hitting the inside pitch, working it on the tee, and continuing to test yourself in inside tee. And and where your contact point is, remembering some of those basics.